Hello champs, in this video I'm talking about the new topic of a core Java playlist, that is initialization block in Java. What is the meaning of initialization block? What are the types of initialization block that are provided by the Java, and how we are able to actually implement the initialization block coding with the coding help of coding in Java, how we are able to implement that. So all information about initialization block are covered in this video. If you have any doubt regarding this topic till now, so I am damn sure after watching this video you all types of doubt are clear. Okay, so let's start the video. So now first of all I want to talk about the meaning of initialization block. What is the meaning of initialization block? So initialization block is used for initialize the member variable of an object. Means we are able to initialize the member variable of an object by using this initialization block. Okay, means in simple word, initialization block is used for initializing the member variable that are contained by an object. We are able to do that. So question is, sir, I have already a type of a block that is used for initialize the member variable or an object. My question is, which type of block? Answer is, sir, the block is constructor. Means we are able to initialize the object, we are able to initialize the member variable of an object by using the constructor. Why I am going to use the initialization block for initialize the member variable of an object? Okay, my answer is yes, you are right. Means Java provides us the constructor which is used for initializing the object or a member variable of an object. Why I am going to use this type of initialization block? So difference between instance initialization block or an initializer block and a constructor is, before running the code of a constructor, this block is run. What I am saying, before the code that are contained by the constructor, this block is running. Means whenever we are creating the object, or whenever our class is initialized, at that time first of all initializer block is running. After completing the code that are contained by the initializer block, then only constructor is run. Okay, so initializer block is used for, if I want to run some line of code, my requirement is to run this line of code before the running the code of a constructor. For that purpose we have to use an initializer block. Okay, now second thing is, if I want to use some member variable which is this is a common member variable which is used for all the type of object, which all types of object of this particular class. For that purpose we also use the initializer block. Okay, so in simple word, if I want to summarize the meaning of initializer block, so initializer block is used for initializing the member variable of a class. Second thing is, the code that are contained by this block is run first before the code of a constructor. Okay, now what are the types of initialization block that is provided by the Java? So Java provides us two types of initialization block. First one is instance initialization block. Second thing is static initialization block. So instance initialization block is used for initialize the member variable of an object. So this block is completely depend on a whole object. Means for different object, whenever we are creating a new object, at that time, like a constructor, because constructor is always run whenever we are creating a object. Same here, when we are creating an object, at that time before the code of a constructor, this block is run. Means which block? Instance initialization block. Instance initialization block is always run when we are creating an object. What is the syntax of instance initialization block? So syntax is very simple. We directly write the curly braces and write the line of code. We did not write any type of return type or a name or a method name, nothing. We directly write the line of code by using the curly braces. Okay, so this information about the instance initializer block. Now I am talking about the static initialization block. So in static initialization block is completely same as a static named. The working of this block is completely same as a static member method. Means this type of block, static initialization block, is not depend on a whole object or all object This static initializer block is completely depend on a whole class. Means the line of code that are contained by the static initialization block is run whenever only one time this block is running. Okay, means we are creating the object of the particular class 10 times, but only one time whenever the class is initialized, only once, this only that time this static initialization block is running. Okay, so this is information about the static initialization block. Okay, in static initialization block we are only able to use the static member of a class. Okay, we are not able to use the instance member of a class into the static initialization. Okay, so by using the static initialization block we are able to initialize the some type of member variable which is used for all the objects that are created by this class. Okay, so this all information about the theoretical information about the static initialization block and the instance initialization block, how we are able to actually implement that, how we are able to actually create by using the coding. For that you have to see the, we have to go the computer screen how we are able to do that. So let's go. I am just open my VS Code and then start the coding of a static initialization block and the instance initialization block. For that I have just opened my VS Code, and here I am just creating a class, means Java file, like my example dot Java. Okay, so this is our class is created. Now I am just creating a, first of all I want to talk about the how the first of all I want to talk about the instance initialization block. After that then I start the coding of a static. So first I am just creating a instance member of this class, or this class I am just creating another class for doing the operation. Public, not a public, yeah, class A. What I am doing, this is a class where I am using the public static void main method. Okay, now I am here creating a variable, means string variable, not a simple integer variable. Okay, then I have to create the constructor which is used for printing the message value of A is. Then I am printing just A. The value of A we are printing by using this method. Okay, now I am create a program, means create an object of a class A obj is equal to new, then A, and this is save the program. Okay, I'm just using this. So what error, this is not error, I'm just want to run this program and see what is the printing by this method, means constructor. So constructor, if you are able to see, value of A is 0, means by default value of a variable A is 0, means we are not inside any value, so by default value of A is 0. Now I am talking about the next thing, that is instance initialization block. Instance initialization block. Okay, for that syntax is very simple, we just write directly curly braces and write the line of code. So I am writing I am initialization block, and then I want to initialize the value of variable, means instance member variable for 35. Okay, now my question is, I am telling you, before the code of a constructor the initialization block is run, I am just writing the constructor first, then writing the initialization block and creating a simple object. What happened, things here is simple, constructor is point, after creating the object constructor going to in constructor, means pointer going to constructor. If it checks there is any instance block is not, if block is present then directly come to the block, and then this line of code, after completing this line of code then pointer to go to the constructor, then print, run the code of a constructor. So let's run and see the output. What is the output? Yes, I am a instance initialization block. What he say, I am instance initialization block and value of A is 35, means same here. First of all initialization block is running, and then by using that block we are able to initialize the member variable of an object, and after that by using the constructor we are able to print this message, means this message last line is printed by the constructor, and this line means this line is print, upper line means first line is printed by the initialization block. Okay, means first initialization block is running, after that constructor code is run. Now this is the thing. Now I'm talking about the static initialization block. For that I have just delete all these things, then create a static int a, or yes, int a, simple, and then creating a, let's again, constructor. Here I'm just printing the message, same message approximately, value of a is, then I have to what I have to do, I have to create simple and see what is the default value of a static integer. So let's run the program. Value of a is 0. Okay, because default value is 0 of a member variable. Now I have to initialize that. So I can do initialize into this constructor also, but I am talking about the static initialization block. For that I have to create the static block. So I have to write syntax, I have to write a static keyword, then writing the block. Simple. This is a simple keyword syntax of a static initialization block. In that I am writing I am static block. Okay, and then I have to initialize the value of the variable, means 35, and run the code and see the output. Yes, I am a static block, and then value of variable is, value of a is 45, means first block is run, after that the constructor is run. So let's see the difference between both of them, means static and the instance block. For that I am just removing this variable, and then we're changing the syntax here, like constructor run. Okay, and in this block I am writing some difference again, means message like static block run. Okay, so this is a constructor and this is a block, static block, and I'm going to create a instance block simultaneously in the same class. So instance block, here I'm created an instance block and printing the same message, just copy paste, and here writing the instance block. Instance block. So I am created a simple, now I have to create the first of all I want to change the object. I am not going to create the object only one time, I have to check the difference between both of them. For that I have to create the object at least 3 times. So I am created object O1, then object O2 of class A, then object O3 of class A. So what I am going to do here, so I am just created class A, in which I am created a, I want to create a constructor which print message constructor is run, and second block is static block, that this print message static block is running, and the third block is instance block which print that instance block is running. Now I am creating a main method, I am created a 3 object of a class A, O1, O2, O3. So what is the expected output of this program? If my opinion is, we know that, not my opinion but overall what is the concept of this topic, means initialization, it says static block run only one time whenever class is initialized. So whenever object A, whenever object is A is created, only that, only one time, O1 of, during the creation object of O1, then static block is run, and then this block and this block is running. Now when second time object is created, that time static block is not running. We know that static block will run completely depend on a whole class, not an object, means this line of code are contained by the static block run only one time. for that I have to create, so I have created the instance block run all the time whenever the object is created. So I am creating the three objects, so this block is running three times, means instance block run three times. Okay, so let's see the output, and for that I have to do something like this, so we are able to see the difference between all of them. Like if I am printing this message, and this is a static block and this is a constructor, so why I'm going to do like this, so see the output, then you are understand why I'm writing this type of space between these two messages. Okay, so now save the program and run the code. So yes, code is here, output is here, you are able to see that. First of all, static block print message means we are able. First of all, static block is running means whenever we are creating a class, means in the same class, if both type of initialization block, means static block as well as the instance block are present. So first when you are creating the object, so first time static block is run, then instance block is run, then constructor is running. So first of all static block is running, then instance block is running, then constructor is run. After that second time block static block is not run, you are able to see message here not of static block is running, but instance block run three times whenever object is created, and constructor is also run three times, because constructor and the instance block both are the depend on an object, means whenever we are creating the object, that the only time the instance block and the constructor is run whenever we are creating a new object. So I am creating three object here, so for that three times these two method is run, but static blocks does not depend on an object, so that it only one time this block is running. This is why static block message print only one time, and not you are able to see here after this line of code, under this line of code no message are printed, means only one time static block is running, instance block running three times whenever object is created, and after the instance block then constructor is running. Okay, so this is the information about the static block and the in static block. I am removing this space because I want to just showing you the difference between, so you are able to understand which block runs which number of times. Okay, for that I am just printing the space also. Now save the program. So this is difference between the static initialization block and the instance initialization block. Okay, if you have any doubt till now, so please comment. I am damn sure I respond your comment, your doubt into the comment section. So let's thank for watching this video, and let's end this video.